Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill. Just moving things around. Uh, Please forgive me for being 2 minutes late. Uh, I got an email. There's just been a couple disasters going around there. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me just share this around this private group. Good morning, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill, and this is a support group for everybody with MS. I am not anything special. I'm no different than you are right now. I am just the voice right now, the voice of MS, and I'll tell you, I've been experiencing dramas that, hi there, Juria, something happened. I got a message this morning, not this morning, about 2 minutes ago. I just got a message that it was video I did, let's see, 7 years ago, and it talked about having a bad day. I was having a bad day, and I did a video on YouTube, and I was wearing this hat, and I was saying I'm having a bad day with MS, a bad day. No energy, I don't feel good. I was having such a bad day. My head was at a different uh, uh, different place than it is now. My cognitive abilities were different. I need to talk to you there. Anyway, what had happened is that this gal emailed me or messaged me right away, and she says, "Thank you for this video. I needed to know I was not alone." And I got to thinking about it, and the fancier the hat, the worse I feel. And I got to thinking about that, and all right, let's see. I think that is Island. Hi, Paul. All right, let's see here. The fancier the hat, the worse I feel, and I wasn't having a bad hair day, so I'm not allowed to wear the good hats. But the I'm having a bad day today. I like to say now I've had MS so long I don't have bad days anymore. Early on, we used to say you have good days and bad days. Everybody has good days and bad days, right? I don't have that anymore. What do I have? I have with MS. Hi, Chris. I've had. You have. Oh my gosh. All right, you have surgery. Chris has surgery, eye surgery, at 10:45 in 30 minutes, 4 hours. So, Chris, let me. Hi, Gina. I'll go back to this hat and bad days and good days and stuff. Uh, Real quick, I want to say a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I lift Chris up for you. She's going into surgery, her eye surgery. Bless the surgeon's hands. Bless Chris. You hold her precious sight in your eyes. You know what she's dealing with MS. There, just don't, please make this go well for her, so that restore her sight, Lord. I'm asking you this in Jesus' name. We love her, and everybody watching, if you can feel wherever two or more are gathered together in your name, we're all praying for her right now. Chris, may we have the Lord's protection. And Lord, you say you remain in me and my words remain in you. Ask whatever you wish, it will be done for you. We don't do this out of conceit. we or self-recognition. It's all humility, and it's all for love of each other and love for Chris. Restore sight in Jesus' name. I give thanks. Amen. Anyway, all right, back to what I was talking about. And forgive me if you're not Christian, if you're not a Jesus freak like I am, please forgive me. There doesn't, I love people who worship rocks. It's your relationship with your higher powers. It's your relationship. It just, life's kicked the crap out of me. So you know what? Speaking of life kicking the crap out of you, there was this great verse that I had read today. Uh, Let us know, Chris. Let us know how it. In fact, you know what I'll do is that tomorrow when we jump on MS Live real quick for let's see 10. Let's do 11 to 12 or 11 to 11:15 just for you, just to find out how your surgery went. Okay, today's Thursday. Let's real quick. What date is today? Does anybody know the date today? I used to have a calendar right up there. I'll tell you in a minute. All right, it's the 8th. All right, Dr. Seuss. This is what I wanted to tell you. Oh my God, talking about life. Just unbelievable. Oh, whack-a-mole. Life is, remember the boardwalk game, whack-a-mole? It's like right when you think you've got something under control, another mole pops up and you got to whack it. So this morning I wake up, roll out of bed, uh, my husband calls me. He's got an emergency. He is in another state, and he asked me he's got something that he needs for work, and I've got to get my car and head down 95 and meet him halfway, or meet him, and then I pull out, my car dies, and all right. Right. So you talk about people believing in anything and that's okay, because if early on when I was a Christian, I really believed everybody needs to be a Christian. The fight is not mine. The fight is God's, and it's not a fight. It's just the comfort. I read a quote that said, "You'll seek your higher power when you've come to the end of yourself, when you realize, all right, car's dying in the middle of the street. I'm supposed to meet my husband to stay away. I've got to do a video." And I'm about to start this video, and I get this text message, and this gal says, "You're having a bad day with this hat on. Is all I need now, Chris. You need prayer. It's like I'm trying to start this, and now you need prayer. A whole everything. It's prayer is most important. How important is any of this, right? So think about the battle. So I'm going back to the battles. The battles we have every day. I'm having a bad day. Here's my hat, fancy hat there. All right, now listen to this. In one of Dr. Seuss's whimsical stories, he tells of a north going Zax and a south going Zax crossing the prairie of Frax, right? Upon meeting nose to nose, neither Zax will step aside. The first Zack angrily vows to stay put, even if it makes the whole world stand still, right? Unfazed, the world moves on because these two Zacks are standing at the the border of packs and they won't move, right? They're all right. So you've got a Trump supporter and a Biden supporter, and they're standing at the voting booth and they won't move. They won't move, right? 10 years down the line, the election is over, and what does Dr. Seuss say? Uh, they stand still. The whole world stands still for them. They're still fussing over that. And what did the world do? It built another poll booth for future elections. It built a highway around them, around the Zacks, the south going Zacks and the north going Zacks, who were hell bent on asking for you give me an apology, I give you an apology. It just, oh my gosh. All right, so I'm having a bad day. My car, I got to go down to head down to Washington D.C. Uh, to give my husband what he needs to do his job, right? Uh, and my car dies in the driveway. The car dies out in the street. And it's such a like, and then I get a phone call, and he's like, why aren't you further down the road? And I said, my car died. And he said, so finally I pulled down south of Baltimore, and he says, why are you south of Baltimore? I asked you to, he calls back, I asked you to meet me at off of this exit. And I said I was further down that exit. And I had to laugh. And he says, why didn't you listen to me? And I had to laugh. I said, because when you called and you were telling me where to pull off, I was concentrating on staying in between the lines. I'm thinking, I don't take phone calls but I knew he had this an emergency. Car wasn't dying. I wasn't worried about the car dying because, if the car died, I'd deal with that. I'll deal with that if the car dies. Right now, he needs this there. And right now, you can hear, I took the phone in the other room because I knew, but Murphy's Law, I used to have a toy poodle named Murphy. That phone was going to ring, right? This gal was going to call me or text me and say, oh my gosh, I needed to hear your video from 7 years ago. You're wearing a fancy hat and you're saying, oh, I'm having a bad day. I don't have bad days anymore. I have bad days with great moments, right? At any point when we're having a bad day and we're wearing a fancy hat, there, even if it's a good hair day, it's a good hair day. I shouldn't be wearing a hat, right? And it's going to be warm to 70 degrees. I shouldn't be doing this, right? And I had a snap fall off my shirt. I had, why? What? Restart your day. I refuse to have a bad day. I just refuse to have, and I don't see any. All right, Chris is there. I have to thank you, Chris. A great talk, but you know what, Chris? You refuse. Hi, Mace. Oh, and Chris. This is Chris H is here, and Chris E is there. Love you, Mace. Yeah, Mace from Louisiana. And Peggy. I didn't say that. Hi, Peggy. Well, I'm saying that with Emma, I woke up and I was having a bad day. Gosh, I was thinking, how am I going to get energy to do a video? I just feel like I was reading my Bible devotions and put my golden retriever. He needed love, and he's giving me. I'm laying in bed and I'm looking at him, and he's on the floor because he sleeps on the floor, and he reaches his paw up to me. He reaches his paw up to me, and I reach my hand out, and he's trying to touch, and I'm thinking, I'm having a bad day, and this golden retriever needs love, right? I put my head on the pillow and I'm praying. I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know. I just didn't know how I was going to do it, right? But, oh, let's see. I got lighting. You guys know I'm a chicken with yeah, lighting. All right. Hang on. Tell me if my lighting is better. Yeah. All right. Is that a little better there? Uh, you know what pets do? They know when we're hurting and when we're sad. But you know what's also awesome there? How important it is any of this and I talked last week about how it's incredibly important. Life is incredibly important. Getting out of bed is impossible until there's an emergency. This whack-a-mole. This you guys. Hi, Judy. Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. But it's so hard to exist until you're laying in bed and a pet reaches his paw out for you, and then a husband calls and says he needs you to drive to Washington State or Washington. I used to live there. No, I'm not going to Washington State, but Washington D.C. Hi, Matt. Anyway, fellow alumni. Anyway, I love you, Matt. Love your post on Facebook. Hi, Amy. But anyway, there's there's so much to get over ourselves. Until we get over ourselves, hi, Paul, and realize that this dog is he must be fed, and I gotta drive to Washington D.C. to get my spouse's laptop, and the car dies, and that's funny. That's funny. That is funny. So I think, and then I come back, and what happens? I get a text message from this gal that says, "Oh, she's having a bad day, and I'm wearing this hat." And 7 years ago, on this, and if you look, um, Google having a bad day with MS and Dulci Hill. And you'll see a picture of me. She says, "Oh my gosh, you look much younger now than you did 7 years ago." It's because I was having a bad day. I was having, yeah, now I don't have bad days. I restart my day. I just, so I'm listening to NPR on the way down. Because I like to get my news all over there. And they're talking about people having disagreements about just chaos going on in London. Where Tim Rich is when I need you? Because hi, Takara, Tim Rich, where's my London folks there? Brian, you need to be here too. I've got Scottish, but I'm thinking about the people in London because they were talking to people in London. So you guys have some craziness going on there, just craziness. So I'm going to remind you of the South going packs, Dr. South going packs meeting the North going packs on the line of Zach, let's see, on the line of Prax. It was Zach's on the, all right, well, let's just change it up. On the line of Zach, and they wouldn't bypass, right? So what they're talking about, I'm not even going to get into what they're talking about. And of course, depending on what you're reading, I don't know. So my car dies out in the parking lot or in my driveway. It dies out there. I've got to go down to Washington State. God bless you, Chris. You know what? I guarantee your surgery, as God is my witness, is gonna go well. It's gonna go well. It's gonna. It will. Hi, Jane. Jane, we said a prayer early on for Chris to have a good surgery. There. I mean, talk about having a bad day, Chris. And here I am, my car dying, and people having a bad day. And my husband likes to say, put things in perspective. Baloney! Baloney. Perspective is for people who don't have pain, who don't have real pain. She's going in right now. Right now. 20 minutes ago was in 15 minutes there. Anyway, so perspective is people don't have pain. Because I was in the pool yesterday, and this 80-year-old woman was talking to me. She just lost her husband in July. And she's talking about what a great guy he was. And I asked why he died, and all systems were failing. But I was talking to her, and I said, well, how are you doing? And she says, my arthritis is really bothering me, which is why I love the pool. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I was having a bad physical. Oh, I was so exhausted yesterday. I didn't know how I was going to make it through the day. And I had an obligation. I was supposed to make a key lime pie. I was going over for Turbian at my friend's house. This key lime pie, I made cornbread, came out good. It came out good. The key lime pie, oh my God. And I figured out why it went wrong. We're sitting there and we're like, oh my God, you need this. It was bad. It was bad. And the reason why is I had a bottle of key lime pie or key lime extract, right? Well, the directions said put 2/3 a cup of key lime, freshly squeezed key lime into the sweetened condensed milk mixture. What did I do? I put 2/3 cup of the extract. I'm thinking that's a lot of extract. So it was bitter. It was so bitter. Oh my gosh! It was hot mess there. So anyway, don't we all have every day? But if it wasn't for the fact that I'm laying in bed, I've got my head in the pillow, the golden retriever sticking his hand down. My husband's calling me and saying, I've got an emergency. Can you drive down to Washington, D.C.? And it's 9 o'clock, and I said, well, I got to be back by 11. It's 2 hours, 4-hour round trip. And so I got 2 hours. He says, I'll meet you halfway. And I'm thinking, but that'll give me, I don't know. And my car dies, and he says, restart your day. People are God's blessing for having a bad day. Restart, right? I didn't think I'd be able to get out of bed, and all of a sudden it's like I had the paddles on my chest that was supposed to. You know what? I realized I'm sitting in the hole, right? So let me. All right. All right. That's probably better. I'm not in a hole. Well, it's not my fault. I live with people, and they come in and they lower the seat, and and here I am. You're looking at the very top of me, but you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Thank you, Lord. The hat. If you Google, 7 years ago, a gal texted me and she said, It was Google Dulci Hill bad day with MS, and you'll see me 7 years ago wearing this hat, saying I'm having a bad day with MS. And it's funny, I look back at that 7 years ago. Oh my gosh, I had MS for 30 years or 28 years, something like that. And I laugh, I say, you know what? Because what diamonds are made with pressure, right? And thank you. Well, you know what? Laugh, Sharia, laugh, Takia, laugh, Randall, laugh, Matt, laugh, Mom. I saw you're watching there. Uh, uh, and I know you guys are watching this because you want your T-bird back. No, Daddy's gonna take my T-bird. You know, she'll have fun till the Daddy takes the T-bird away. Uh, love the T-bird. Love Daddy's T-bird. Oh my gosh, love the T-bird. Love it. Didn't know I loved it so much. My favorite spot is in the passenger seat. But again, how important is anything? You don't realize that you're needed. You think life will go on without you. Life will go on without me. People on this MS live, they don't need me. You guys need each other. You don't need me. How important am I? I'm not important. I say, it's in Philippians in the book. It says, do nothing. Do nothing out of self promotion or out of pride or. I mean, how important is anything? It's how important am I? I'm nothing. No, the minute we start thinking we're something, we start thinking. I start thinking when I started the YouTube channel. 12 years ago or something. I actually thought I had something to say. Think that was and now the longer I've had MS, and now I'll tell you, you guys have taught me more with this MS live. You've humbled me. Oh my gosh, I get this text. So the gal says she is feeling so much better because she looked at this old video where I said I'm having a bad day. I'm thinking, oh my god, they're valuable videos, and some of them have 3,000. Some actually have 10,000 views. And I laugh, and it's not me. When you're looking at me, when people find me there, it's because they have a pain and they're praying to God, they're praying to their higher power, they're praying to the rock, they're praying to the tree, they're praying to the golden retrievers reaching out, and they said, I can't deal with this, I'm having a bad day. And they Google bad day with multiple sclerosis, and because I've had so many people watch that video, it pops up. And with me 7 years ago in this video there, and she watches it, and it says, I'm having a bad day with multiple sclerosis. Having a bad day. And she connects, and I'm laugh. You know what? I'll talk in about a minute. So she connects there, and I start thinking, it's she had this pain. She was thinking, let me do this, and she all of a sudden saw this video, and I reached back to her, I answered her, and then I went, and this is exactly at 11 o'clock today. I went digging in my winter hats because this is a winter hat, and I found the exact hat, the having a bad day hat where I did the video there. threw it on, and I thought, this is the topic today. This here is God, but it's not me. It is. She had a pain, and I was able. I brought her here, and Sharia, Jane, Kim. Uh, you know what? God can work through you and will work through you to. There's one person you'll meet with MS. There's somebody. Jane's talking about Susan, and we all have this connection with Susan. And no, Susan's not on the Facebook. Susan Hill, uh, she's not on the Facebook link, and I sent her a message on Facebook. But she's not answering me there. But that's all right. I'll tell you about my MRI there. Uh, I don't know. I just don't know where Susan Hill is there. And I said, well, let's work and stuff. So, but anyway, I love that you're thinking about her because God works through all of us, right? Our higher power works in, and I talked a little bit about divine law, and C.S. Lewis even talks about us all, each one of us having this goodness in us because we're made in the image of God. And whether you believe in God or not, you have no choice but to have this. We're all programmed to believe in something greater than ourselves. And only when we come to the end of ourselves do we know that we got to research. Well, all right, whatever. I'm lying in bed and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to get out of bed. The golden retriever reaches for me. The emergencies start happening. Isn't God good? I just completely got over myself, right? How do you have a good day when you're having a bad day with MS? You start over. You started over. My birthday, Chris, was June 9th. There. I'm so sorry. Is it Mace's birthday? Let me get over myself. Oh my God! Did you hear that, Chris? Did you hear that, Chris? I took it personally. Go ahead. Tell me to get over myself. It's not about you, Dulci. Shut up. Yeah, I deserve that. All right. I'll tell you in a minute. There. I love it. So, anybody want to humble me or beat me with the Bible or anything I say, anything that is hypocritical or contradictory or what, please throw it. Please say, yeah, the problem is, Dulce, you contradicted yourself. I love that. I love to be pointed out where I contradicted myself. I love that. Thank you, Chris. You know what? I love your Facebook page. I follow you because you inspire me. I like the things you post. It makes me feel good. All right, MRI. How'd my MRI go? Remember the face shield I told you about? I walked into the MRI establishment. They looked at me. It's been 2 years. They looked at me and they said, now there's a sign that says, please wear your face mask or your face covering. I walked in and they looked at me, the receptionist behind the counter, and said, and I'm wearing the face shield, face covering goes all the way down to here. It's like a plexiglass thing. And she says, oh, do you have your face mask in? I said, I can't breathe in them. And she said, we're going to have to ask you to wait outside. And I said, can you get your supervisor? Because that sign out there, it says face shield there. Because I'm not going in an MRI machine unless I got to be able to breathe. I'm not going to do it. And she says, the supervisors in the building across the way, and she says, you'll have to wait outside. And I said, you know what? Go pay, forget it. I don't need, I've had MS so long. I'm on rituximab. I don't need to look in my brain to know that you know this is working for me. I have not had any exacerbations. Uh, it's like, why do I want to pay 10% of a couple $1,000 MRI? It's like, you guys think you're doing me a favor? I was doing it because remember I had appointment, virtual appointment with my neurologist, and she says, "When's the last time you had your MRI?" And I said, "I don't know." She says, "Will you have another one?" And I said, "I will." All right, I'll get one every 2 years, and I said, "I think next year." And she came back to me and she says, "Your last MRI was 2018, 2018." And I said, did I say every 2 years? Could I say every 4 years? Can I make a change on that? She said, no. I said, all right, fine. Fine. By the way, got blood work done, CD 19 and 20, which I tell you, that's what the monoclonal beats back there. It's the cell clusters, CD 19 and 20. They're, hi, Bruce. But anyway, it beat it back there. CD 19, hi, Lance, is under 1%. So it's been 8 months since I had this monoclonal antibody, and the CD19 and 20, which are responsible for attacking the myelin sheath, it's good. It's good. So why do I need an MRI, right? Why do I thrown out? So they're laughing at the pool. I go to the pool and I said, yeah, this is on Tuesday, and it was beautiful. And I said, instead of going in the MRI machine in the afternoon, right, I went to the pool and it was gorgeous. And so they're sitting around, and all my buddies are sitting around. They said, why are you here? Didn't you have an MRI? They're all healthy, right? And I said, yeah, I did, but I got thrown out. And they're laughing. They're laughing. Everybody, I tell you, my mom, if you're still watching, which you're probably not, you taught me the greatest thing in the world. I use it all the time, and now they laugh at me. I've been thrown out at better places than this place. I get thrown out. I got thrown out of the eyeglasses place. They weren't going to fix. I got thrown out of DMV. Or that's Jersey for MVA. I live in Maryland. MVA is Motor Vehicle Administration. In New Jersey, it's Division of Motor Vehicles. I got thrown out because they didn't like my. That's all right. That's all right. I can't breathe, and with that, so if I've got a face shield and it makes you uncomfortable, I'll leave and I'll find some other place to spend my money. How important is it? How important is anything, right? Let's go back to the Zach's nature, right? Zach's. This is Dr. Seuss. The north going Zach's was going south. He's going to cross the border, and a south going Zach's was going north, and he's going to cross the border, and they meet at a border called Pax, and the north and the south Zach's, they're like, no, I'm not going to move. Neither one of these guys are going to move. They're in this line of Pax, right? They're the line of Pax. They're not going to, my head is Pax, right? No, they're not going to move, right? So what happens is that, hi, Aunt Andrea, they said the world can go on around us, but we're not going to move. So what did Dr. Seuss say? The world, these two stood there at the line of packs, and the world did a road around them, and forever these two people, the two Paxes, uh, uh, two Zaxes refused to move. That's what happens. That's what happens. So and having a bad day. I want to go back over having a bad day, laying there. You don't have bad days when you restart your moment. I was I was talking about the bad day. This gal Googled, man, said you're wearing the hat and you're saying you're having a bad day. 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was having a bad day. This is before I knew what a bad day, bad moment was. And I have to laugh because there's no such thing as a bad day. I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to get out of bed? And the golden retriever reaches the ball to me, and I'm laying there and I'm reaching to him, and I'm like, all right, thank you for golden retrievers, Lord. And then all of a sudden the phone rings, and my husband's like, Dolphy, you need to drive to Washington, D.C. Uh, and I was like, let me get my coffee. I'm telling you, I did get out of my bathrobe. I did. But, believe it or not, I will tell you, I'll pull up and I give him, not Washington, D.C., we met halfway. And he gets out, you want to laugh. He gets out, he looks at me through the window and he says, what you, I had face moisturizer. He says, what you got going on there? Did you have a scratch or you moisturize? And I'm like, you know, screw you. I love you, dear. Here's your stuff. And you're going to talk about me not having my studio makeup on. I didn't know. I didn't, because I get dressed nicely every day. And he's not used to seeing me roll out of bed. Normally, I mean, and I'm not opposed to people seeing me in my worst state, but so I'm having a bad day, and all of a sudden he needs me, and emergency. The car, I pull the car out of the driveway, and it dives, and I'm thinking. So I didn't get close enough to Washington. Whatever. And then I come back and it's exactly 11 o'clock, and I get a text message from this gal who says, oh my God, you've changed my life. I'm glad I'm not suffering. I'm glad I'm not alone in suffering. And I think, it's on me. God brought her to the video, and you know what? 11 o'clock. I had this hat on. This is the very same hat that she's like, I'm glad. And I'm thinking, you know what? There is a new way. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Joanne. There is a new way of dealing with MS when MS gets impossible to deal with. There's a new way of dealing with life. Life, everybody. Doesn't matter if you have MS. It's like the gal who's in the swimming pool on Tuesday, 80 years old, lost her husband, and she says, oh my gosh, my arthritis is killing me. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, it's that the perspective, right? Well, me telling her, arthritis, I got arthritis. I got osteoarthritis there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Hi, Bree. Hi, Tammy. It doesn't matter that my pain may be worse in my perspective than hers. She's got a little osteoarthritis pain. Well, I got that too, but combine that with MS pain. So I started thinking about that. Does my pain make hers any less relevant? That's not true. She is that pain, that osteoarthritis pain, the pain of losing her spouse, may be ruining her life. What's little MS? Laying in bed, thinking, I can't. It's 7 years ago wearing this hat, saying I'm having a bad day. And then there was an old lady in World War II. It was she was an old lady. She was a young woman, and World War II in London, and they came up. It was a priest walked up to her front door, knocked on the door, and she opened the door and she said, "Is this about my husband?" Because he was in war. And the priest says, "I'm afraid so." And she says, "Won't you come in? Won't you come in and have a cup of tea?" And he came in and he says, "I would love that." And I would. So he came in, he sat down, and she brought out the tea and biscuits and tea. And she sat down. "Nikki, happy birthday." She sat down. "Hi, Carolyn." And then when she comes out and she sits down, the priest, she says, you're here to tell me about my husband. Did he pass? He's dead. World War II over. And he says, "Yes, I'm afraid he was killed over in this war." And he said, I must tell you, you're amazing. I go to so many homes that bring them bad news, and I've never had anybody invite me in for tea before I've given them this news. And he said, "What made you do this?" And she says, "Well, I was raised that no matter what happens in life, right? What we are supposed to do is do what is next. Do what we would do if we'd never had heard this bad news, right?" She says, "So if somebody came to my front door and knocked on the door, it doesn't matter what news this person had. I will always invite somebody in for a cup of tea and a biscuit." And it's amazing. So I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, "Oh, I can't get out of bed. I'm having, I'm gonna have a day. I'm taking a day to myself." And I got a question for you here in a minute. I'm having a bad day, and all of a sudden it's like God's like, "Nah, you're not gonna have a bad day. I'm gonna have your husband leave his laptop at home. I'm gonna have you drive to Washington D.C. I'm gonna have so much stuff happen to you that between uh, uh, 8:30 and 11 o'clock, there's going to be so much Highland. There's going to be so much that goes on in your life that you're not even going to have time to think about taking your spasticity medicine. Forget it. We're gonna play whack-a-mole until the day is through. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting through. At 12 o'clock there, I get to have a bad day, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to take that key lime pie that I ruined yesterday, and I'm going to try to make it good. I'm gonna, I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. Uh, and I will tell you, yesterday that's good, Jane. Jane always takes the time to greet people wherever she goes because she doesn't know what people are dealing with, and it's yesterday I had to go and get stuff to make this key lime pie. And I stopped by. It was the topping. I had to get heavy cream because I whipped that up. And I stopped at Aldi's, and I couldn't walk. I just was exhausted. So I had my scooter, and I knew I was going to be out late because I had to go over to my friend's house, and so I had my scooter, and I bring it into Aldi's, and I'm just too tired to reach stuff. And a woman, she was backing up, and she was going to back into the scooter and fall over. So I put my hand up and I stopped her body from doing that. And then she came and she turned around, and she knows me from, I know you from the gym. And she was an older woman. She said, "Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you." And I said, "Oh, what's your name?" And we're having this love fest right there. Well, she decides she's going to be my personal shopper, and I said, "No, I'm good." Right? Everywhere I went, she was there. So she uh, got me a thing of flour. She got me some milk. She got me that cream that I needed. Two things of cream, and Eula, Eula. Yeah, that's a good name. That's a good name. That's yeah. But anyway, she did this, and we're walking through, and I said, "Oh my goodness, God brought you to me." And she she said she got so much more out of helping me. And I said at the end when she held me out to my car and she's loading my groceries, and I didn't think I needed it, but it just was such so relaxing to be able to be helped by someone. And I asked her if I could pray uh, with her right now, and she said yes. I grabbed her hand and I thanked God for bringing her in my life to just to carry a little bit of the burden. It just, could I do it? Yeah, I could probably. I could do it. We can do it. We can do it. We've got MS. We have no choice. We have no choice, especially when the phone rings and somebody says you have to do something for me, and it's like, all right, all right, fine. So uh, I have to get the cream off the grocery shelf in the cooler. Yeah, and some, do I have to? A woman walks up and says, "Can I get that for you?" Everybody was doing that. That doesn't happen often, but everybody was doing that, and allowing other people to be your angel, to be, all right, that would be great. That would be great. Thank you. God bless you. And they're loading up my basket, and could I do it? Could I have got my walker and used that in? I could have. I could have. You know, I could. My husband calls me and says, "Why don't you take your bike and ride to the gym?" Yeah, I could have easily taken my bike. I said, "Yeah, yeah." If I had the energy, but right now, doing the electronics on the with the disability scooter just seems like a little bit more energy than I have there. But you know what? If you have MS, right? It's one thing to push yourself to get the cream off the shelf. It's another to to allow other people to be your angels, right? What makes you think that uh, uh, your difficulty at that moment isn't uh, a way for God to make someone else a blessing? God's working on other people, and God needed this other lady to follow me around and make my life did I need her? You guys know I'm a jock. I like it hard. That's why I got MS. I like a challenge. Oh my gosh, I've always liked a challenge. If I'm not back paddling, I'm not moving, right? If I, but you're right. She needed me, and I do so much laugh and analyzing after the fact, and I got get to thinking. I went to a doctor's office one time, and a lady jumps up and she says, "Can I get the door open for you?" And I used to say, "No, no, 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 I can get it myself." Now, uh, then it was like 5 years later. I said, "Yeah, you know what? You can get that for me because that don't make you feel good about yourself." Like I said, that's how good I am. I'm allowing you to be my angel. And I mean, it's just, I'm laughing. I'm laughing at that there. And luckily, she had the sense of humor that she's laughing. She says, "Thank you," because it was obvious I needed her to open the door there. But it was good. Hi, Stephen. But it was good. It's good, Jim. It's does anybody, hi Daniel, does anybody, in fact, this will connect with you, Daniel, anybody remember Monty Python where the guy was walking around, the little friar? He was a little friar, and they're like, everybody a little chicken, and he had no legs, and he's still gonna fight there. Well, that's kind of like the way we get sometimes. We are so hell bent on doing something. All right, 59 seconds. I have, it is 59, but I started a little late. Thank you for the time check. I just heard, you know what? I just heard, I just heard the clock, Westminster chimes, and I will sing that out for you. We give the, no, no, what is it? All right, remember we were singing that? All right, all through the hour, Lord, hear my prayer, cry, and with thy power no foot shall slide. Dum, 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 dum. All right, and then it goes up to 12. Anyway, may the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, guard your hearts and minds. Remember, worry about nothing, but with everything in prayer and supplication, make your requests known to God. To any higher power you have, make that request. If you're in pain, just put it out there. Say, please, if God, if you're real, make yourself real to me. Help me. Bring me an end to my suffering. Provide me with what I need to keep going there. And Jane will be for you there for you. Nikki and Daniel and Sharia and Chris H and Mason, Maria, and yeah. I've got in the back corner behind that door. I got all of your names there. Anyway, please go to msfrontiers.org. Look at the resources we have for you. Go to Dulci Hill on YouTube, subscribe and participate in the live chat. Let me see. If you're on YouTube and you've watched this there, follow me. Just hit follow me and you'll get notified when I go live. because I don't want to share this all over the place anymore. Just want it to be on my channel there because I'm not that great. Anyway, if you're having a bad day, restart it. Restart it right now. I'm gonna restart it there. And if you have any, yeah. Anyway, I love you all, and keep coming back.